Someone or something really didn't want me to get this message out because when I tell you the obstacles and the challenges with recording today have been real, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it because I believe that this information can help set you free. In this video, we are going to be discussing what happens when you leave a narcissist, and get ready, baby, because it's all good. Hi, and welcome to my channel. I am Portia, the communicator, your trusted mental health life coach, and I help coach people out of negative dysfunctional relationship situations and into the lives of love and peace and ease that they desire and deserve. All right, so to quickly dive in, I want to talk about the things that are likely to happen when you make the decision to leave a narcissistic situation with a person, some of the things that will initially happen, and some of the things that will ultimately happen. But like I said in my intro, ultimately, it's all going to be good for you. So let's dive in with what you can expect to initially happen. You may initially feel tempted to go back because number one, they may come calling back after several days or several weeks, trying to make it seem like they want to patch things up. They may even go so far as to apologize, but do not be fooled because nothing that needs to be changed within them has changed that drastically. The only thing that has changed is that you are not there. And so they will typically do and say whatever they can to try to get you back or to try to get in your good graces, but it's never a true full apology because it's not coming from a place of true transformation. But you may initially be tempted to think, oh, let me forgive. Let me tell you something. Forgiveness does not equal access. I'm going to say it again. You can forgive somebody. That does not mean that that person still has to have the right to access when it comes to your life. So I want to make this clear distinction because a lot of times when you truly do decide to leave, despite them coming back and calling and begging for you to stay, that is often what they will do. So that's one thing that you can expect initially as well. They will guilt trip you into your decision to hold firm on your boundaries. They will then make you out to be the villain. Oh, you're not forgiving. You're not understanding. Or, oh, you're stuck in the past. You want to keep making mention and calling out their flaws as if you're perfect. Stuff like that. Now they're going to start pinning things on you. And here is where I tell you to let them. That can be one of the most difficult things to do because everything within you, every sense of worth and ego and justice is probably firing up. If you've experienced this, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you will. Everything within you is going to be rising up saying, no, that's not right. And wanting to defend yourself. But let me tell you, the best thing that you can do is give them no ammo. Give the narcissist no supply because it doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. And I would say even more so negative. Negative reactions and responses fuels them even the more because now they have receipts of you being and saying things that are contrary to who you really are. Now they've caught you in a reactive moment responding to their BS, and now they have reason to paint you out to be the villain. So the best thing you can do to remain intact, to remain emotionally sound, is to not say anything. Don't say anything. They can never go and tell somebody, and if they do, they're liars, and a lot of narcissists are, but they can never say, oh, she shouted at me, he said this to me, he did that. No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And so when you do that, you allow things to be as they truly are. And you get to see how this person really is because you begin to understand, oh, they're not coming from a place of understanding as it relates to me and how I've negatively been impacted and affected by their behavior. They don't see that, and it becomes all the more clear how selfish and conniving and self-centered they truly are when they show they really don't care about you and how you feel and what you feel is best for you, because they lash out. If you haven't seen my first video on this topic, which should be somewhere up here in the cards, go check it out. If you haven't seen it, then come back to this one. But this is one of the telltale signs that you're dealing with a narcissist. They have a problem with self-regulating their emotions. They will go from 0 to 1,000 in 60 seconds or less. And so these people will try to escalate the situation as best as they can to get some sort of rise and reaction out of you. And as counterintuitive as it is, I'm going to tell you to disengage. Don't even go there with them, because these people have proven to you, likely proven to you time and time again, that they cannot be trusted with truth, period, let alone your truth, and that they are not safe individuals to be around. So why would you emotionally invest and spill your heart out more than you already have, only for them to twist things and do what they've always done? Because why? They're a narcissist. And holding this stance is really important, especially when it comes to the friend and family circles that you both may share. Because at some point, it's going to come back to someone else who may be involved as a mutual, that the two of you are not speaking, or the two of you are on the outs. And because a narcissist needs to look the best that they can and to put other people down, they're going to control a narrative about you, and it's not probably going to be a positive one. And so when you can remain calm and remain authentic to who you truly are and who you want to be, which is in good spirits, which is clear-headed, which is on a positive high vibration, I assume, if you're wanting to leave a narcissist and really heal from that, the last thing you want to do is be involved in any drama, specifically drama pertaining to them. And so be prepared initially that they may create narratives, false narratives about you with the friends and family that you're both connected to. And the more that you can hold your peace and not involve yourself in whatever it is that they're saying, and not get elevated and escalate to a point of rage like the narcissist, the more that you show yourself to be true about the situation. And it's not even so much putting the narcissist down in conversations with your mutuals. It's literally saying, I am not going to involve myself with that drama anymore. And as difficult as it may be to not explain, because you want to defend, especially if you're talking with the narcissist. But when it comes to other people, sometimes you have to cut and limit contact with those mutuals as well, because all they serve is a reminder of where you're trying to get away from. They're trying to reopen without even consciously realizing that that's what they're doing. But it's an attempt to reopen a wound that you're trying to heal, or to keep something fresh that you're wanting to put behind you. And so initially, you may feel a little isolated. That may bring feelings of sadness. But like I said in the beginning, ultimately, it is all good, because that's not your final destination. That's not where you're going to end up when you decide to leave a narcissist and truly heal. You are literally in a transitory moment, and it is temporary, because your destination is somewhere much greater. Ask me how I know. And so aside from those initial feelings and happenstances that can happen by way of the narcissist, and even those that you both are close to, I want to talk about what ultimately happens. Because a lot of times when you make a decision to leave and exit a narcissistic situation, you really have to begin with the end in mind. You have to see where you're going. You have to know that there is life, and a peaceful one, and a loving one, and a safe and healthy one on the other side of the mountain. Because without that vision of where you're going, sometimes it could be easy to be derailed or distracted, or to sit in despair and depression about everything that seems to not be going right in your decision to leave. And you need that fuel to keep you going, to know my life is not going to look like this 6 months down the line. It's not going to look like this a year from now. It may not even look like this a month from now. And so you have to have that vision about where you're going and where your healing will ultimately land you, so that you are forewarned. And I always say forewarned is forearmed. When you have your vision for your life going forward, that serves as a protective mechanism and as a weapon and as fuel for your fire to move on and upward. And so what ultimately happens? Number one, you get to truly heal and love yourself in the ways that you expected the narcissist would. And the more that you emulate that healing and self-love, it emits a signal that pulls in and attracts other like-minded, frequency individuals to do the same. You will begin to be surrounded by people who see and love you in the ways that you now see and love yourself. And you'll prioritize the people who esteem you in a healthy way as well. They will love you wholesomely, not because of what you can do for them, but literally because of who you are, whether you're doing anything or not, and vice versa. The second thing that ultimately happens is when you begin to attract different people because you yourself are transforming and healing and loving yourself on deeper levels and higher levels, you get to truly share your joy and be happy with people who are genuinely happy with and for you. That's part of the thing coming out of narcissism, is leaving a world where you're often apprehensive or scared to share your good because so much of it is weaponized against you, or it's completely dismissed because a narcissist doesn't want to give anyone else credence or kudos for what they're doing if it appears that someone is doing better than them. And so being able to be on equal playing fields with other people who are just as happy and supportive for what good is happening in your life and vice versa is what you get to look forward to, is what you get to experience and live in. And so that should be motivation to keep you going as you are leaving the narcissist, knowing that you are going to attract different people, better people who love and support you equally. The third thing that you get to experience ultimately is a greater level of inner and outer peace, because you are putting the old chapter behind you of walking on eggshells with a narcissist and never knowing when the other shoe is going to drop. You are going to experience such a level of emotional sobriety and inner stability. You become your own anchor to where things and people don't really faze you as much anymore. Number one, because you're not surrounded by the folks who are crazy and narcissistic, but also you understand the importance of you being grounded. And you understand the importance of you being your center and not being swayed so much by someone else's craziness. You begin to remove yourself from people and situations like that much faster. Your mood and your stability is no longer dependent on how somebody else is doing or isn't doing. You begin to value your own peace and not allowing any and everything in if it's going to derail you from your peace. And the last thing, and this for me is the most exciting thing, this is something that I've experienced and it's really exciting, but when you leave a narcissistic relationship or narcissistic people, you get to stop playing small to make other people feel big, to make other people feel worthy, to make other people feel comfortable. You get to finally show up as your full, authentic self, as your best version, without trying to dumb yourself down or without trying to dim your light or without having to shut up your voice and minimize or diminish your truth or your giftings and your skills and your talents. You get to stop being that person, that limited, diminished version of yourself. And you get to live unapologetically. You get to show up for all that you truly are and attract the people who want all of you. You're no longer being told that you're too much or that you're not enough of something. You get to be fully who you are, how you choose to be in this new life, away from narcissistic individuals who try to control you and try to make narratives up about who and what you are and aren't. And living in that version of yourself is so freeing and exhilarating and fulfilling. You get to live and die the purposes that you came to earth to fulfill. Because oftentimes when we shrink back in fear because of someone else, especially behind a narcissist, we don't get to fulfill a lot that we want to and envision and truly desire because we're so busy trying to make someone else happy. And when you get rid of that program and you step into the program of you and who you fully are, that is what you get to experience. The fullness of life, the richness, the pleasure of life. You get to indulge in the pleasure of who you are without the constraints, without the fear, the limitation, without the inhibitions of this narcissistic program and voice constantly in your head about what you can and cannot do and who you should and shouldn't be, what's wrong and what's right when it comes to you. No, you get to determine that. You get to be the pilot of your own destiny. And what a beautiful thing to look forward to. And if you're interested in embarking upon a self-love journey, I do have self-love digital toolkits that are on sale on my website to help you embark upon that journey of inner healing, of self-love. Take advantage of that. The link for those is in the description box beneath this video. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, I do have a program titled Rewire for Love to help you heal from and exit those dysfunctional relationship situations and into the life of love and partnership that you desire and deserve. I have a link in the description box beneath this video where you can book a free consultation call so we can discuss how my program may be a good fit for you to help you get to the life you envision for yourself. Now, as always, I love to hear from you in the comments. Has anything that I've said resonated with you? Have you ever left a narcissistic situation, and what happened when you did? Has there been anything else that I haven't shared in this video that you would like to highlight? Please share it beneath in the comments so that we can get the discussion going. If you're still here, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video in full. Again, give this video a thumbs up. It greatly helps with the engagement and the algorithm. Share it if you know it can bless someone else. And subscribe if you haven't done so already so you don't miss out on future videos on this channel. And until the next video, I hope you take care, be blessed, stay safe, and bye for now.